Guys, we got a video today from Andy Hoops. This video is called "It Was Not Supposed to Be Like This for Russell Westbrook." So we finna take a look at the series of unfortunate events that happened in Russell Westbrook's career, these past or most recently. How his career went from to going downhill slowly. So we finna see what he touches on and what he talks about in this vid. Let's get it.
According to StatMuse, Russell Westbrook is the first MVP to be traded in 3 straight seasons. It wasn't too long ago when he was the star of the show in OKC, and despite the haters, including myself, predicting that he'd drop off by his early 30s, we were wrong. Maybe he's not as good as before, not as explosive as before, but he's still super productive, and just had another season of averaging a triple-double. Even with a slow start, the latter part of the Wizards season was fantastic.
Is this video before he came to the Lakers?
However, for such a high-caliber player to be tossed around like this, it's surprising. Now on the 4th team of his career, his 3rd team in 2 years, the once prominent superstar is being shipped around a lot. But why
my nigga being shipped around like a FedEx package.
Does his playstyle not work? Is it his contract? How's it going, folks? My name's Andy, and today let's take a detailed look at how Westbrook got to
bring
this
that back.
point, and what's making him get traded so often.
Come back here, man.
But before we start, this video is sponsored by HelloFresh, a meal kit delivery service that offers many recipes to choose from. Some options include vegetarian, carb-smart, low-cal, and pescatarian meal plans to fit any of your dietary needs. Instead of feeling the stress of meal planning or going to the grocery store unsure of what to buy, at your doorstep, Hoops 14. To get 14,
y'all use Andy Hoops 14 to get
that's HelloFresh.com,
that good deal from HelloFresh.com.
On September 29th, 2017, Westbrook signed a colossal 5-year, $205 million
that's a lot of money
with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was rewarded.
My boy Russ getting paid for real.
An incredible MVP season. This deal, while massive, actually the biggest deal in history at the time of his signing, it was meant to happen. Westbrook was the de facto face of the franchise. There's no way you're not giving him the max.
Facts.
However, for his next
this is why this is my favorite player, bro.
His numbers, especially his efficiency, saw
everything about him
drop off.
Besides the turnovers.
To his knee problems. Every season, he's been getting injections to heal the inflammation before the start of every season. Westbrook doesn't talk about it much, but it's a huge reason why he's known for having slow starts. His latter half of the season is always better than the first half. The 2018 and 2019 playoffs proved to be a disaster for the Thunder, losing both times in the first round. For Westbrook, his playoff performances have always come into question, because he really struggles against teams who know.
Bro, he had that one good performance in that one game. Or I think it was 2 games where he had a good performance against the Jazz. I forgot which ones they were.
I'd be more surprised if he shot above 40%. The reason for this is his shot selection is completely different if you compare his regular season with his postseason. He might be the only superstar in the NBA who has such a drastic difference in playstyle and shot attempts. Let's take a look at.
He feels a lot of pressure for some reason. It seemed like
35% of his shots,
and he just need a better jump shot overall.
At the 3-point line. In the playoffs, that increased to 50%. 50% for a guy who isn't known for his shooting. 38% of his shots came at the rim, compared to just 26% in the playoffs. And that's his strongest area by far, yet he's taking so little. Most importantly, 72%
y'all know, bro, that playoff atmosphere is a whole nother ball game.
But just 41% in the playoffs.
It's time to go to war when the playoffs start.
What this all means is that defenses in the playoffs are trying to make it as tough as possible for him to get any sort of comfortable look. Westbrook excels at driving hard to the rim on his right dominant side. That's where he does the most damage. Not only did he rarely get the chance to do that, as he got blocked off by the defense, but when he did get to the rim, he only shot an abysmal 51% from there, compared to his
I'm over here thinking these bitches gonna fall
in the regular season. Against Utah, they had Gobert, who always gave him trouble in the paint. Coupled with accusations
my nigga Gobert is a blocking machine.
And assists, it was a whole mess.
Gotta give it to him.
I remember there were times when he would get 10 assists, but then just stop passing the ball because he already hit double digits. It's habits like those that attract the critics and make his triple-double records almost seem fabricated. In the summer of 2019, the OKC front office quickly realized that this wasn't gonna work out. They haven't gotten out of the first round since Kevin Durant
They went to
left,
immediate rebuild
Paul
mode.
George demanded a trade. Westbrook
Started trading for all them trades, or what was it? All them trade picks and shit.
His arrival to Houston actually created a positive change for Westbrook's career. First, the question was, is he really going to be that much of an upgrade over Chris Paul? Can him and Harden...
I said trade picks. They started trading for all them draft picks. My fault.
Things have changed. Paulo Uggetti of The Ringer explained his perspective of this trade. Westbrook's presence means Harden could see less of the ball. By now, we know that Russ will be Russ. This means it's up to Harden to make adjustments and play as well off the ball as he does.
They fucked up. They should have kept Paul.
How he did at the start of his career to fit into OKC's backcourt with Westbrook. In theory, Westbrook's drive and kick game should open up space and shots for Harden, but will Harden be okay with not getting to wait 20 seconds before sidestepping into a three? However, what he got wrong was that it was actually Westbrook who was the one willing to make adjustments and defer to Harden. As per usual, Westbrook started off the season slow, but as it progressed, he picked up the pace. Slowly, yet surely, him and Harden figured out how to play off of each other, again. Westbrook, who always got criticized for standing around, staring at the ball and not moving, he started, well, moving.
Bro, that was his role.
Overall, he was killing it, averaging...
I know how ball dominant Harden is, like, all you can do is stand in the corner, nigga, and wait for the ball.
It was terrible timing. Him and the team were finally looking good, and yet all of this had to happen.
What up, it's Rob Level from Smart.
I ain't gonna lie to you, the Rockets still wasn't gonna make it too far. You had the Lakers in the same conference, bro.
Sadly, when the season rolled back up, they kinda regressed to their former selves. The chemistry was gone. They barely scrapped past the Thunder before falling to the Lakers in 5. Westbrook had some good games, but still finished with the lowest points and assists per game out of any playoff run of his career. That off-ball movement he started to get better at, it all regressed back to where they started. For the Rockets, the playoffs in the last few years have always been the Harden show. Give the ball to Harden and watch him go one-on-one.
Yes, sir.
Now, with Westbrook, they can watch both of them take turns going one-on-one. Yay. Granted, Westbrook did contract COVID and he had a quad injury too. It was clear he wasn't fully healthy. But the fact that he played so well in those last 2 months before the season suspension, it gave people hope. He showed he can still be a superstar without enforcing his will on the entire offense. He learned how to play off the ball. It was
y'all can't lie. Westbrook like that. Don't ever act like Westbrook just ain't like that.
Now, we fast forward to December.
He may not be like that now.
Rumors came out that Westbrook and
but
Harden, despite
overall, that nigga is like that. Come on now.
Happy. According to Tim McMahon, Harden and some other players were routinely late to practices or film sessions. At one point, Westbrook even screamed at Mike D'Antoni to start the film session without Harden, since he was late again. Overall, he wasn't a fan of the culture on the Rockets, a similar reason to why Chris Paul was unhappy. Basically, Westbrook was gone. Shortly after, he got traded to the Wizards in exchange for John Wall, another disgruntled...
Hey, he did good on the Wizards too.
And again,
like
Westbrook
very
started
good.
Off slow. At one point, the Wizards were 3-12. Yet, as usual, he picked it up as the year went on. He was still putting up impressive stats, but you could tell that since his MVP season, his game, his athleticism, and speed slowly declined. His turnovers were nearly...
Like I said, Westbrook need to go vegan, bruh. You need to go vegan. It's going to increase your health by a lot. You're going to be more explosive than you've ever been in your career at 30, nigga. That's how serious this shit is.
Executives around the league noticed that this is something to pay attention to. According to Zach Lowe, this is what was said at the beginning of his season in DC. For years, executives within the league warned Westbrook might be one of those players, reliant on athleticism.
I kind of wish he would have stayed on the Wizards though.
Falls off fast.
Cause he was actually good on the Wizards. Like, it wasn't that bad.
Of that accelerated drop-off
with Bradley Beal, it was cool. You know what I'm saying?
An astonishing number of his turnovers have been unforced.
But then at the same time,
seems to have lost control of his handle.
We still had Trez and Kyle Kuzma and all them, and I did not fuck with none of them because they could not hoop together. So I'm kind of glad we made the trade.
Just like every season
we just should have made it to somebody else. Like,
shut up the haters.
We could have got Chris Paul, nigga.
Season, he worked his way back into form.
Fuck that. We could have got DeMar DeRozan.
Fall off a cliff. That was put to rest, at least for now. July 2021, Westbrook got traded again, this time to LA, for a package that honestly doesn't look that impressive. But those three role players, even though they didn't have a great season by their standards, they were still valuable members of the team. Westbrook as an individual
Caldwell Pope, yeah.
Better than all of them.
Kuz and Trez
has always been the same.
Nah.
Will he fit? Can he adapt and play alongside LeBron and Davis? He's the third option on the team, so he shouldn't be taking shots like he's the first option. But then again, it's Westbrook. You never know. As we've seen from his entire career, when Westbrook is on your team, your offense will be different than before. It won't revolve completely around him, considering LeBron will still be the primary playmaker, but it will be very, very interesting to see how all of this plays out. Since signing that massive deal back in 2017, Westbrook's career has not gone as expected. Initially, he wanted to be in OKC for the rest of his career, but he also realized that there was no hope to win a championship. He earns over $40 million a year, and it was reasonable when he signed it. Regardless, teams realized that they can't do much to build around him. The reason he's been getting traded so much is because he's not as much of a difference maker as his numbers suggest. Yet, it's also easy to trade him, even with his huge salary, because he's still good enough that other contenders want to take a chance on him. At this stage of his career, getting traded to the Lakers is probably the best thing that could have happened to him. If anything, he's back home with his friends and family. If the Lakers are completely healthy, I think they can claim the West and the championship. And that's all, folks.
What y'all think? I already know y'all think otherwise.
Numb to the fact that a point guard can record a triple-double so easily. Regardless of how it's done, he's still doing it years later. Let me know your thoughts on him. How do you think
he was very good on the Rockets too.
Do you foresee a championship on the horizon? I think so. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and of course, as always, I'll see you next time. Peace.
I love the Lakers, and I loved the move to trade for Russell Westbrook at first, as did we all. But we got to keep it a whole stack. Russell Westbrook is not doing nothing for the Lakers. Well, he playing his defense, yeah. He be having games where he do actually go off, yeah. But can he stay consistent and actually, get us or help get us to the top? Because he want to be a #1 option, right? So is he going to actually take matters into his own hands and, try to do that? We need to start thinking about some things, you know what I'm saying? Like the Lakers front office, y'all need to take a step back. Like seriously. I don't know how I feel about Ben Simmons. The nigga's an elite defender, but I don't know how I feel about him. He can't shoot for shit. And it ain't all about shooting. I know it's not all about shooting. Well, even though if we keep it at a stack, a lot of the NBA today is about shooting, but it ain't all about shooting. But the thing about Ben Simmons, it ain't just that he can't shoot a 3. Nigga can't even shoot a 2. He can't even shoot a 2. That's what, that's my concern about him. But this was a cool little one. If you ain't watched my previous vids, go back and watch those. Those are viral. You know what I'm saying? Those are bangers. You should really go back and see them, But it was nice fucking with y'all. I think I'm gonna come with another one after this. We'll see. But yeah, this it's the 3 God. Have a blessed one. We out.